Every day you wake up inside a story. You brush your teeth, check your phone, say good morning or stay silent. You walk, talk, scroll, breathe, and you think it's all ordinary, but it's not. Because beneath every movement, every glance, every choice, there's something deeper at play, a hidden current shaping how you think, how you love, how you exist. This is not just life, this is psychology, happening in real time, and once you see it, you can never unsee it again. Watch people in a cafe. The way one person avoids eye contact, the way another laughs too loudly, the one who keeps checking their phone, waiting for a message that won't come. To the untrained eye, it's random, but to the mind that observes, it's a dance of insecurity, longing, and habit. That's psychology, the hidden logic of emotion. Every gesture is a confession, every silence, a memory. You think you're drinking coffee, but your subconscious is scanning for safety, approval, connection. You think you're scrolling aimlessly, but your brain is hunting for dopamine, a hit of meaning in the chaos. We live surrounded by signs, but honestly, blinded by routine. Here's the secret. Every moment of your day is a mirror reflecting your inner world. When you get irritated by someone driving too slowly, it's not about them, it's your need for control. When you can't stop comparing your life to others, it's not jealousy, it's your craving for worth. When you replay old conversations in your head, it's not obsession, it's your mind trying to rewrite pain it never processed. Your reactions are not random, they are psychological fingerprints. Proof that your mind is always trying to tell you something. The truth is, emotion is not chaos, it's architecture, a structure designed by your subconscious to keep you safe, even if it hurts you. Anger protects sadness, sarcasm hides fear, control conceals helplessness. Every emotion has a purpose, a hidden job description written in the language of survival. But most people never read it. Instead, they label feelings as good or bad, not realizing every one of them is a messenger. When you learn to listen, you stop being ruled by emotion, and start learning from it. Most of what you do today, you won't even think about. 95% of human behavior comes from the subconscious, autopilot programs written by repetition. You tie your shoes the same way, react to criticism the same way, reach for your phone when you're anxious, not because you decide to, but because your brain loves efficiency over effort. Psychologists call it cognitive economy, your mind's way of saving energy. But the cost of that comfort is awareness, because every habit, every routine, is a doorway, and most people never open it. When you begin to notice what you do automatically, you start reclaiming control. That's the first key to unlocking your mind: awareness. Every person you meet is carrying a story, and honestly, most don't even know what theirs is. Maybe it's, I'm not enough, or I have to please everyone. Sometimes it's, I can't fail, or even I'm alone. But, these aren't facts. They're scripts, written long ago, replayed every single day. And, well, the cruel thing about the human mind is that it just keeps finding evidence to prove the story true. If you believe you're not enough, you'll only notice rejection. If you believe you're broken, you'll ignore moments of love. That's not weakness, that's psychology, the brain's obsession with consistency. We'd rather be right than be free. But once you question the story, you start rewriting it. That's the second key: reflection. Watch how people talk, how they stand, what they avoid saying. There's a secret language under every conversation. Body language, micro-expressions, tone, a raised eyebrow, a tightened jaw, a subtle pause before answering. These are the whispers of truth. Psychology tells us what people don't say often reveals more than what they do. But, most people listen to reply, not to understand. The moment you start observing instead of reacting, you gain insight into the human soul. That's the third key. Empathy. The ability to see beyond behavior into the emotion driving it. You think life is random, but it's not. Everything you attract, repeat, and resist is part of a pattern. The same type of friend, the same emotional triggers, the same outcomes that feel just, a little too familiar. Your subconscious isn't punishing you, it's trying to finish the story. Until you change how you see yourself, you'll keep walking the same loop, believing it's destiny. But it's not destiny, it's design. And once you see the pattern, you hold the key to end it. That's the fourth key. Awakening. Somewhere between reaction and reflection, you begin to wake up. You start catching yourself mid-thought, mid-emotion, mid-pattern, and you realize you're no longer being pulled by your past, you're choosing your present. That moment is everything. It's the birth of consciousness. The day you stop running from your thoughts and start listening to them is the day your life begins to feel like your own. Psychology isn't about fixing people, it's about understanding them. It's about realizing that every smile hides a story, and every silence hides a wound. It teaches you that behind anger is fear, behind arrogance is insecurity, behind distance is pain. When you start to see that, you stop judging, you start connecting, and that is how the world begins to heal. Believe it or not, we interact with psychological principles every day, often without realizing it. When you motivate yourself to work out, negotiate with a colleague, or comfort a friend, psychology is at play. It influences how we manage stress, form relationships, and set personal goals. Understanding these elements can lead to better communication, healthier habits, and stronger emotional intelligence. In short, psychology gives us the edge to live more mindful, balanced lives. Psychology isn't one size fits all. It branches into several specialized areas that focus on unique aspects of the mind and behavior. Clinical psychology, for instance, deals with diagnosing and treating mental illnesses. Meanwhile, cognitive psychology studies how we process information, and developmental psychology looks at how we grow and change over time. Then there's social psychology, which explores how groups influence individuals. These diverse fields work together to provide a fuller picture of the human experience. Revenge can be a powerful motivation that resonates with many people. Everyone has likely experienced being wronged, and we sometimes fantasize about settling the score. In extreme cases, this might involve significant conflict, but in everyday life, it's usually more subtle. For example, someone might have told you that you weren't capable of achieving a particular goal, and you become determined to succeed specifically to prove them wrong. You don't need to study psychology to live it, because you already are it. Every choice, every conflict, every desire is an experiment your mind is running, trying to understand itself. And when you finally look close enough, you realize the truth. You were never broken, you were just unaware. Awareness, that's the real unlock. A meaningful life journey typically involves experiencing challenges that lead to growth and transformation. What drives our personal development forward is usually our motivation, the reason why we do what we do. Motivation frequently pushes us out of our comfort zones and into new experiences, relationships, or personal adventures. Our relationships with others become more meaningful when we understand the believable motivations that drive their behavior, which can evolve over time. Even people who challenge us become more understandable when we learn the motivation behind their actions. In most interpersonal dynamics, there's usually a clear reason why someone might act against our interests, and we may even feel empathy toward them once we understand their background. Psychologists typically begin understanding a person's behavior with a basic assessment of their motivations. As therapy progresses, a mental health professional may help guide their clients through growth and transformation by challenging their understanding of what drives their actions. The mind is not your cage, it's your code, and when you learn to read it, you can finally rewrite your life. Awareness is freedom.